Hi guys, and welcome to my channel, which mainly focuses on tips and insights on ways to earn money from home, mainly ESL online teaching. So if you are interested in that, please make sure you subscribe. In today's video, we will be talking about the pros and cons of online teaching. Okay, so let's start with the pros. All right, I feel like I can get through the pros pretty quickly and get that out of the way because I think that this is what is pushed to the forefront of this online English business and what is the marketing face of online teaching for obvious reasons. This is why so many people want to teach online because it's mainly what they see. And don't get me wrong, it's lovely to teach online. The pros definitely outweigh the cons. But let's start with the pros, and they are pretty obvious, so let's get them out of the way. Firstly, we earn the dollar, which is just delightful. I don't need to explain any further. All right. Secondly, you are working from home, which is really comfortable and convenient. Also, you don't have the stress of being stuck in traffic and you save on fuel costs. Okay. And then, thirdly, you are able to travel and work. So you can go on holidays and plan trips and you're still able to make that money. Now keep in mind, wherever you plan on going, make sure that they have stable internet. Okay? And then next, this is so much fun. We have no wardrobe stress. So I'm sure I'm not the only one that that teaches in pajama pants most days because it's just so comfortable. It's really a party at the bottom, but you just need to look professional on top. So that's pretty fun. Okay, and then next, flexibility. Okay, now this is a tricky one. It depends on where you work. I feel like people have the wrong idea of, oh, you are online teacher, you must be super flexible. No, it depends on where you work. Yes, there are many companies where you can just open and close whenever you want, but it is one of the pros, but it definitely varies with the different companies. And then, with that being said, you also have more time with your family. Again, depending on how flexible your company is, you have more time with your family, definitely more time than when you work, if you were to work in the corporate world and have a normal 9 to 5 job. Okay, and then lastly, it is really fulfilling. Okay, you start to develop personal relationships with these students, especially if you have regulars. You notice that they are improving tremendously. I mean, you are really making a difference in these students' lives. You are teaching them how to acquire a whole new language. That's a big deal. So you start getting attached and building relationships with these students, which is really special. And these are just some of the pros of teaching online. Okay, let's move on to the cons that you don't really hear about, and it's real life. Okay, let's get into it. Okay, so let's get into the interesting part, the tea. Let's talk about the cons, okay, that we don't really hear much about. I will start with number one, which is the hours. Keep in mind, if you are teaching students from China, that China is 6 hours ahead of South Africa. That can be tricky. Now, if you are teaching students from different parts of Europe, it is a little easier because they are generally an hour's difference to South Africa. So keep those hours in mind. All right. And then number two, you are an independent contractor. So you have no benefits. There is no medical aid, no provident and pension fund, none of that. So I would suggest that you plan for your future financially and sort out all of these different financial strategies and policies to secure your future being an online teacher, okay? And then number 3, you are teaching through a screen, which is really something else, guys. It's not the same as teaching in a normal classroom. Wow, Mayweather, I'm really sorry if you can hear my dogs barking. Okay, so yes, you are teaching through a screen. You have to be really energetic, okay? When we done our course of learning how to teach online, we learned some attention grabbing strategies, and you really have to put that to work, okay? You really have to be super energetic. You have to know how to handle when a student is distracted or doing cartwheels, or if they walk away, which happens. You need to know how to get their attention and be super energetic, which is draining. How about that? Nobody talks about how draining this job is. It literally sucks the energy out of you because you have to be this dramatic, theatrical performance throughout the day. And that's not easy all the time, all right? Okay, so let's move on. Where was I? Okay, number 4. Internet and tech issues are real. You are teaching many, many moons away, and you more than likely will encounter some of these issues if you are an online teacher. Try your best to get fiber if that is possible. Especially if you're in South Africa, you know that we are trying to fly this flag up high. Sort out your internet, and let me just put another sidebar there. Be prepared for load shedding. Okay, so internet and tech issues, right? Number 5, cancellation policy. Okay, this is really interesting. The cancellation policies at most online teaching companies are really strict. Okay, so you can't just cancel a class last minute or take leave last minute, especially where I work. Now, I feel like people think that online teachers have the best job, which I think we are up there somewhere in terms of having one of the best jobs. But I feel like people think that we have so much free time, which is not the case, especially if you have a target each month. You don't really have a flexible schedule. All right, we can't just cancel classes and come out for lunch and tea, and people want to know why you don't visit. You at home, you teach online. I'm not that flexible, actually. I have a schedule that I have to stick to. Okay, so how about that? Nobody likes to talk about that. All right, and then number 6, bookings are sometimes, not always, up there. Now, sometimes the company automatically books students for you, and sometimes the parents book the teacher, depending on your video, your introduction video, and your teaching profile. So either way, bookings don't stay up there all the time. It really varies depending on the time of the year and which countries your students are from. Now, in China, they have all of these special holidays and New Year's, so it really fluctuates. Keep that in mind. Also, with that being said, Chinese people are really, really hardworking and dedicated. Some holidays, there are still some students that are coming for classes. So, not all the time, but just keep in mind that your bookings don't stay high all of the time. Okay, and then number 7. Guys, I really hope that my noise cancelling headsets are working for these dogs that are barking like this. If not, I'm really sorry. but they are driving me a bit nuts. Okay, so where was I? Okay, number 7. Wow, overbearing parents. I am gonna have to do a separate video to explain how I deal with these overbearing parents who I like to term helicopter parents, because they are just there hovering over the lesson, almost like they want to take over, and most of the time, shame, they make these poor children cry, man. And a lot of the time, they are giving answers to the student, and they think we can't hear them. They're whispering, but actually, I can hear you. And most of the time, you are telling them to say the wrong thing. Like your pronunciation is not correct. That's why you have me. And you're taking over and you're teaching your child the wrong thing. And so that can be a bit of a problem. Okay? And then number 8. Feedback is time consuming. Okay? Now, some companies require you to give feedback to the parents relating to what you taught them and what the student can improve on. And some companies don't require feedback, which, hey, I envy you for that. And also the lesson prep is also time consuming. Not all companies provide the lesson material. Some companies, you have to create your own lesson material, which can be really time consuming. And this is not taken into account as an online teacher. People just think that you teach and it ends there. It actually doesn't. There's more to this online teaching thing. Okay, and then number 9, reviews from the parents are sometimes what determine what your pay, your bonuses, and your raises will be. So parent feedback is really critical. At some companies, parents give feedback. Some companies, they don't. And some parents are really hard to please. I mean, you do your best and you put your best foot forward and you just can't please everyone. So it can sometimes be very discouraging when the parents give you a bad review when you know that you've done your best. And this is even worse when it affects how much you're going to get paid. All right, so let's move on to number 10. You have to keep a smile on your face, no matter what. No matter what. If the child, or the student rather, is acting a fool, if the student is falling asleep, if the student is too hyper, if the student walks away, doing cartwheels, if the student is rude, you have to keep a smile on that face of yours, because that is what you signed up for. So if little Johnny is being a little bad boy, you have to be like, Johnny, come back. If Johnny ran away, you have to keep the smile on your face, guys. And you have to be like, Apple. Apple? And there Johnny is, just being Johnny. And this is not a normal school where you can discipline and where you can maybe thrash. I don't know if teachers still do these things, but in my day we used to get whacked. But I mean, you have to keep your cool, you have to keep your smile on your face, because this is what you signed up for, and you will be penalized if you don't keep the smile on your face. You'll get paid less or you'll be replaced. How about that? Okay. And then number 11, you have back-to-back classes a lot of the time, especially in the busy seasons when it's spring break or summer break or whatever school holidays they may be having. Back-to-back classes can really be draining. You have no breaks or short breaks, and you don't even have time to go to the bathroom or get a drink. So keep that in mind, all right? And then number 12, when you are teaching online, you cannot leave. Did you ever think about that? You cannot leave. So it's like if you're in a class and you're teaching, consider yourself in China or somewhere in Europe, because this parent has paid for this class. And even if your house is on fire, or if, I don't know, something catastrophic is going on around you, you cannot leave that class. You really have to ignore whatever's going on around you and focus on the student. And if your phone is ringing, you have to ignore it. If you have a delivery from Takealot, which happened to me, my heart was broken. I had to ignore it. You really have to zone out, and people start to learn that you really cannot be talking or disrupted while you are teaching. Your family starts to learn that, your husband, your wife. I really want to know, how do parents who are teachers handle their needy kids, especially toddlers? How are you coping being a parent and being an online teacher? I mean, if your child needs you, your child needs you. They can be banging down that door. And what do you do in that situation? Because I know I cannot leave. I mean, it's obvious. We can't leave our classes when we start teaching. So what do you do in that situation? Please let me know in the comments down below. All right, guys. So that's all that I'll tell you for now. I don't want to scare you away from online teaching. It is really, really lovely. Don't get me wrong, the pros definitely still outweigh the cons, but I just had to put it out there because nobody talks about these cons. All right? And also, can we just normalize that teaching online is actually a normal job? Okay? I don't have the flexibility as many people think. All right? It is like a normal job, if not more training. Okay? So yes, I'm done. I felt like this was a young therapy session. I need to pay you all some money for this therapy session. Got all that off my chest. But it's still awesome. Teaching online is a wonderful thing. So I hope that I helped. I hope this video was helpful. And please subscribe if you are not subscribed yet. Fun fact, by the way, most of my viewers are not subscribed. Over 70% of my viewers are not subscribers. How is that even allowed? Don't be that person. It's free to subscribe. Please subscribe, guys. I'm only joking. Not joking, joking. Please subscribe, and I hope that I helped. I will be bringing you more videos soon. And happy teaching. Bye.